All right, we're continuing to follow breaking news. An Amtrak passenger train has derailed. Part of the train is dangling onto Interstate 5 in Pierce County, Washington. That's according to Washington State's Department of Transportation, their Twitter page. Washington's governor, Jay Inslee, he just tweeted out this. He said, "Thank you to the first responders on the scene. We're praying for everyone on board the train. Ask everyone to hold them in their thoughts." That from the governor. Also receiving this just in from the sheriff's department. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office in Washington tweeted out that there are injuries and casualties reported, saying that there are numbers to come. This is just their preliminary information that the passenger train was headed southbound. Injuries and casualties reported, and they're going to obviously have much more to update. The scene still really unfolding. Let's get some more perspective here. I have Danae Orlob. She's on the phone right now. She's an eyewitness of what happened or is happening right now. Danae, can you hear me?
I can.
Can you tell me just exactly what you saw, what you're seeing?
Well, so I was on the opposite way, so I'm far away from it now, but we came around the corner, and it's sobering, to say the least. It was, we were casually carpooling, having fun conversation, and you just knew when you saw it that something horrible happened, especially because it was a passenger train. There were cars on both sides of the bridge falling onto the freeway.
Cars on both sides, so it's not just this one angle that we see. There's cars on one side of the bridge falling off, and on the other side of the bridge as well.
Yes, and there's vehicles underneath those cars.
What types of vehicles? There were cars. Are they crushed by them or just impacted by them? What did you see?
Crushed. There appeared to be. It looked like a semi and a passenger truck that was underneath. The whole front end smashed in. I mean, it was a very brief moment, but that's what it looked like to me.
It just must be terrifying. Did you see anyone? Did you see anyone that seemed injured? Did you see any people walking about when you were there?
There were people getting out of their cars that were stuck in traffic. That's all I could see. There were no first responders there when I was there, but just an incredible amount of first responders headed that way as we continued down the freeway. That's when we knew it was bad.
When you came upon it, were they already dangling off, or did you hear anything?
They were already dangling off. I imagine if we hadn't stopped to get gas, that we probably would have been there when it happened.
I mean, the images that are coming in, very limited images right now, are really terrifying. Just seeing this kind of overpass bridge and these cars, of course we know it's a passenger train, just dangling off. I can only imagine what was going through your mind when you saw this, when you came upon this.
Yeah, like I said, it's sobering for the casual conversation that we had been having previously. We were talking about how it looks like something that you'd see in a TV show, not something you see in real life.
And we did get in, and I was just reporting it, that the Pierce County Sheriff's Office is tweeting out that there are injuries and there are casualties reported. Of course, we don't know the extent of this, what exactly that means, because sometimes casualties just means injured and sometimes it means far worse. So we don't want to read into it until we do know much more. But from what you saw, would you be surprised if there were some extensive injuries after this?
Not at all, especially from the vehicles that appeared to be underneath the train cars. The train cars seemed, I would say, mostly intact from what I could see, but the cars underneath were pretty broken.
All right, Danae Orlob, thank you so much for getting on with us. I really appreciate it. We're going to bring you much more. A lot more is coming in on what is actually playing out here in Pierce County, Washington, up in Washington State. We'll bring you this right after a break. We are continuing to follow breaking news. Just to give you an update, there has been a train derailment, a passenger train derailment in Pierce County, Washington, in Washington State. The Sheriff's Department in Pierce County is now reporting injuries and casualties, and you can see what is so troubling about this. It's a partial derailment. If we drop the banner, you can see that part of the train has derailed and is hanging over onto Interstate 5 in Pierce County. And from the eyewitnesses that we've spoken to on the phone this hour, they say that there are cars, even a semi, that is crushed underneath part of that train. It is a passenger train. Emergency crews are on the scene as we speak. This is ongoing. This is a very busy highway, I-5 in Washington State. This is continuing to unfold. The Sheriff's Department saying there are injuries and casualties, numbers to be reported. A media staging area is being set up as we speak, and they will be updating everyone on the very latest on this. We're going to stay very close to this, as you can see. It could be a very, very dangerous and troubling situation that's playing out right now in Washington State. We're going to bring you an update as soon as we get it from the Sheriff's Department on those injured, on those casualties, and what this means for everyone up there right now. But we're also following this just a short time.